शाहे करीम अल अकरम, शाहे करीम अल अकरम, शाहे करीम अल अकरम। शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। या अली मदद कामड़िया साहेब।
Well, Ali Madad, Priya Sahaba, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Ya Ali Madad friends, welcome to our Saturday morning session.
Ya Ali Madad Karmi Sahib Ferial. All right, friends online, it's a blessing to be here with you all. I'm sure we all have so many experiences, right, of jubilees. Some of us may have experiences of didar with our beloved 48. Who can remember which happy birthday we were celebrating here?
The 80th?
Yes, absolutely. I'll come back to this slide towards the end. Thank you so much. Darbar, an occasion for spiritual joy. Nur Maulana Shakri Malasini Hazri Imam says that this is an occasion of great happiness, and I hope that you will share in this happiness on the occasion of this Darbar. A Darbar is an occasion of happiness, and I want to tell you how happy I am. I apologize beforehand for all the interruptions I may have. A Darbar is an occasion of happiness, and I want to tell you how happy I am that throughout this presentation we are going to look at the circle of didar. So from the top, descending all the barakas is Imam's Nurani rays, and we as mu'mins and murids are trying to struggle, we're trying to elevate through knowledge, ibadat, to reach threshold where we can then cross and go beyond, right? So the circle of didar is that Nur Maulana Shakri Malusini Hazri Imam gives us his blessings, his love. We as his murids will love him back, and therefore the circle then continues and keeps on expanding. We all remember the Diamond Jubilee Darbar that we had in Portugal, Lisbon. Throughout the Darbar, Hazri Imam gives us his Nurani rays. He's giving us his didar. Is it just a physical didar? Some murids may be doing his batini didar as well, right? Didar darbar is an occasion for enlightenment. Look, Mullah says here, very often after a darbar, the Jamaat gets together and you have danjaras. I will be with you this evening in my heart and thoughts, and I actually will be performing danjaras with you. See, I will actually be performing danjaras with you. I give to each and every one of you once again my warmest and my most affectionate loving blessings. He is the Imam of the time. He himself says, in my thoughts, we are all in his heart. All encompassing Imam's words are, and the shower Nurani rays, because it is Darbar, it is Didar. Imam is giving us his Didar. Normally on the evening of a Darbar, I think there is a thing called danjaras that happens, and with that danjaras comes enormous dishes of biryani. I hope that you will have a wonderful evening, and I will be with you in my heart, in my thoughts, and you rejoice on this occasion. Isn't it interesting how Hazrat Imam covered the whole cycle of human life? When Hazrat Imam gives us his didar, each ray of didar, each ray of a blessing actually has 99 attributes of God's name in there. So how special that is, right? We all remember Imam's words where he says, I joke, and sometimes my Jamaat asks me why I do that. And then he says that I want to be happy with you, my spiritual children. Again, see the bond of our Imam. He's our spiritual father. We are his spiritual children. Darbar is celebration of mono-reality. These are words of our beloved 48th Imam. He says, Mola Murtaza Ali ka didar koi nahi kar sakta. फिर भी तुम खुश किस्मत हो कि रोजाना मौलाना मुर्तजा अली का दीदार करते हो. There are two things here. He's making a reference to Maula Murtaza Ali. So this is actually continuation of Nurun ala Nur. And then Maula also says that me and you are one. Me and you are never separated. Kalam-e-Imam Mubin. This is number 122. You and me are one. Me and you are never separated. How beautiful the bond is, right? Imam says that those who walk one step towards me, they will for every single step receive 100 levels of benefit. You Ismaili Jamaats are my children. Looking at you, my eyes get coolness. In my eyes, you are like angels. So we are talking about divine vision, we are talking about didar ilahi, and look what Imam says here, you Ismaili Jamaats are my children. Looking at you, my eyes get coolness. In my eyes, you are like angels. How can we understand this? It's a reminder also that Imam is original, we are his copies, and therefore how can we ever be separated from the Imam? We can use a Quranic reference here, 2574. Rabbana hablana min azwajina wa zurriyatina qurratu ayunin waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Coolness of the eye, there are many wisdoms hidden in it. Didar ilahi, divine vision, I've transliterated it roughly from Urdu. This is from Pune, January 12, 1918. Imam says to give batini didar. I am always present at dua time. Here we can also remember the hadith where Holy Prophet says that the heart of the mu'min is the throne of God. So remember, we all are not at the level of Hakul Yaqeen, right? We are still onwards on our journey, right? Some of us are Salih, who have taken this miasm and are walking on the spiritual path. Only those who have reached recognition are called Arifs. But here the hadith says that the heart of the mu'min is the throne of God. So what does it mean? We have to transcend from Ilmul Yaqeen to Hakul Yaqeen, right? Here, more means with reference to increase and decrease. We are all at a different level. We all have different understandings, different realizations. So therefore, it is correct to say that the heart, our heart, actually is the Imam of the time. And in the true sense, Imam is the throne of God, right? This hadith and this beautiful Nurani words of the Imam are full of endless blessings which are hidden in Imam's didar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Didar-e ilahi, divine vision. There is no one greater than myself. If you think of God, then it is myself. If you think of Pir, then too it is me. If you think about Imam, then too it is me. And your beloved master is also me. There is no one except myself. Hazrat Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah Al-Husseini. Please recite the Salwada. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Do you want me to read the right side as well?
Sure. Yeah.
To give Batini Didar, I am always present at dua time. Hazrat Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah Al-Husseini Salawatullah alayhi.
Thank you so much for reading it so beautifully. Shanaz, right?
Yes, shukran lillah.
Thank you so much. As we reflect upon this, it just empowers us so much, right? Imam is with us here and now, and he is helping us in multiple ways, right? When we look at the Imam, when we do his didar, we are actually doing didar of Allah Himself. The hadith of the Holy Prophet, where he says, Man rani faqad ra Allah. Whoever sees me, he sees Allah. Remember the circle of didar, where Imam continually showers his blessings upon us and he loves us. And when we love him back, the circle of this didar keeps on expanding. Didar is a particular word. Vision in Farsi is didar, and it's derived from didan, to see. Didar is the name of observations of the wonders of creation, divine mercy, manifestations of spirituality, the world of imagination, the world of dream, and the world of in which every beautiful thing is covered in the color of God. In its ultimate meaning, didar ilahi is the holy encounter with God. So among all the five senses, which is the most superior and exalted? Seeing, sight, the eye, is the only sense which keeps on expanding. It keeps on giving the pleasure. We never tire of looking at a sunset or sunrise or the mountains, birds flying, the ocean, or we can even look at the waves and try and hear what the waves are saying to us. So sightly is very superior. And it is because of this wisdom that the Quran is using the word lika for didar ilahi. And lika indicates that all the spiritual pleasures and divine manifestations, right? Lika, meeting with Allah, meeting with our Lord, also is in the form of His theophanies, right? Because there is a bazaar in paradise. Imam is our origin. We are his copies. We are his rays. In paradise, we become like the Imam. We then have didar through each of the theophanies in paradise. But it's also a principle of paradise. Liqa'ullah is also mentioned in the Holy Quran. In 18:110, the word Liqa Rabbihil Fayya Mil Amalan, to meet his Lord, let him work righteousness. So these are good news, glad news for the mu'mins, that in paradise we will all get the didar of the Imam of the time. That's why it's really important that here in this world we know our Imam, we know what his attributes are. Another word for didar is ruyat in the Holy Quran. 13:1 Quranic ayat starts with Alif Lam Mim Ra. Alif is the first, the pen or the light of Muhammad or the universal intellect. Lam is the guarded tablet, the universal soul. Mim is Markum, the writing, and Ra is Ruhiyat, right? Didar ilahi, the luminous vision. So at the place of the sacred sanctuary, at the place of monoreality, the Quran and the light of the Imam of the time become one, or they are one, and this is the great didar. So remember, whenever we are talking about the highest didar, it is here in the forehead, right? When we talk about the levels of divine vision or the levels of didar, then there are levels for mu'mins, for those who are walking very fast on Sirat al-Mustaqim, the saliks, and who are crossing all the levels on the spiritual journey. And then the third level is those who are actual arifs, okay, who have the recognition. Physical didar we all enjoy during the darbar or when we see the Imam of the time. Spiritually, there are different levels. God Himself says that eyesight cannot attend Him, but He attends all the eyes. So our eye cannot reach the sun or the corona of the sun. We cannot see it, right? It will blind us. For the saliks who have actually reached Haqqul Yaqeen, Intellectual didar also is in Hazrat al-Quds, which is the sacred sanctuary where there is knowledge and understanding and realization. With this didar, Arif becomes an Arif because he recognizes the Imam of the time through the didar. God speaks to him, due to which he has the treasure of knowledge and recognition. Divine vision and the night of ascent. So this is Mi'raj. Our Holy Prophet did Mi'raj with his inner eye. When we talk about Bark Sawar, or when we say that he rode on Buraq, those are allegories, spiritual flight, divine vision, appearance. So this is Hazrat Maryam's example. And the cycle of divine vision continues. So remember the happy birthday picture we saw at the beginning? Full of joy, happiness, Nuraniyat, picture conveys, right? It radiates beautiful energy. Circle is, we celebrate Imam's birthday out of love and unity for Global Ismaili Jamaat. But then Imam is also continually showering his blessings upon us. These Nurani rays, full of spiritual and intellectual blessings, they are full of energy that help us understand and realize the deeper secrets of our faith. The purpose is to give birth to Imam's Nur in our personal world, and also to seek Nur Maulana Shakri Mulusini Hazrat Imam, our souls be sacrificed for him again and again, to seek Maula's spiritual help so that we may nurture this Nur just like Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam did, and that like her we too can give birth to Maula's Nur in our personal world. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Salgira Mubarak, one and all. And I'll just stop here for now. We can explore question and answers. That would be great. Thank you.
Subhanallah, Yasmin Saiba. Friends, Yali Madad, can you explain a little bit more on what you mean about those who do not have didar in this life will not be able to see their Lord?
Thank you. This actually relates to knowing the Imam of the time. So because Imam is Wajhullah, he is the face of Allah in this world, right? So if we do not relate with the Imam of the time, then how will we know Wajhullah in paradise?
So it's not about those who do not have didar, but those who do not have eyes, like they are blind in this world, they will be blind in hereafter. This means that not blindness doesn't here it's for the external blindness, but it is for the internal blindness, those who would not able to see, at least in ilmi miracle, or who could not recognize Imam of the time, would not be able to recognize Imam of the time in hereafter.
Yali Madad Baima.
Maulana Madad,
I'm Gulzar Baima. Can you explain more about Baima Batini Didar in Jamaat Khana? Because again, that is not with our physical eyes. So what we should be like preparing ourselves in Jamaat Khana to receive that Batini Didar? Can you just explain more on that?
interesting question. We prepare ourselves for Batini Didar in Jamaat Khana as soon as we enter. We say, Hayzillah. So we are acknowledging that Imam's Nur is present, ever living, Al-Hay, and Imam's Nur gives us real life as well. So as soon as we are entering, we are submitting ourselves. We affirm our bayat in a way to the Imam of the time, right? We beseech Mawla that he buy away all our weaknesses, and in return fill us with His blessings, open our inner eye, grant us the wisdom to increase our ilmul yaqeen so we can love Maula Bapa more and more in the light of knowledge and know His intellectual beauty. We prepare ourselves for Batini eye by removing kasawat. Kasawat is the hardness of heart, and it is a spiritual disease. So the first thing we need to do is remove kasawat-e-qalbi, the hardness of our heart. And we can do that by Giryazari, Shukraguzari, praying for everybody. We can do that in the light of knowledge, and we can do that by performing ibadat out of love for normal and Shakram and Sinika's ruler. So that's first, remove kasawat-e-qalbi. So we prepare ourselves for Batini Didar by talking to Maula Bapa, requesting him to help us with tears of his love, Giryazari, Shukraguzari, being aware of our own inner potential, right? So we are requesting Maula to help us and grant us the spiritual eye, the inner eye, spiritual ear, so that when Maula Bapa gives us the answers we are looking for, we can hear the answers with our Batini ear. We can see Maula's blessings with our Batini eye. We can prepare ourselves simply by submitting, and the best way we can prepare ourselves is concentration. When the Ginans are recited, concentrate what the peers are saying, how they are yearning and teaching us to yearn in the love for Maula. Prepare ourselves, very, very importantly, to listen the farmans that are read, because farmans are Nurani Didar. They enter through our ear and enlighten our Batini eye. We can prepare ourselves for Batini Didar by seeking to become fana in the noor of the Imam of the time. How can we do that? Through divine love, by burning in the fire of divine love. Nature gives us a good example. We see the seed when it effaces itself, it rises stronger as a plant. So it tells us that without fana, there is nothing. Without us burning in Ishq Maula first, prepares us to receive Imam's blessings, and therefore encourages us to be more and more aware. In Diwan-e-Nasiri, Allama Sahib says, "Come, O Murid of the sovereign of religion, the Imam of the time, seek whatever you want from the court of Imamah. Seek whatever you want." So it's really, really special that we yearn to become fana in the noor of the Imam, because then we get Batini Didar, our inner senses get activated, and we also transcend and get Ilmi Didar. Thank you.
Thank you, Baima. And one more question is, Baima, like you said, who is blind here, they will be blind hereafter too. So if suppose we are not able to achieve in this life, then how we'll achieve in that life, Baima? Like it says 50,000 years lagenge. So then how we will complete our journey? We will वो नहीं समझ आया Baima. Can you please explain that?
Thank you. We just have to remember the farman of the Imam where he says, "Have love for me, that is everything." If we love the Imam of the time with truest, purest form, by that I mean there are no doubts, there's certainty, And if we love the Imam of the time, then this 50,000 year journey can be with Imam's own mercy, be blessed. However, we have to struggle. The struggle has to be ours. We have to yearn for it. So the formula is have the bird always, the balance between ibadat, knowledge, ethics, service, and always yearn for knowledge, and that's it. Then don't worry, because you yourself will feel Imam's blessings and you yourself will feel his guidance. The purpose of the recognition of the Imam of the time is, according to the teachings of our beloved 48th Imam, is the concept of Ali Allah. So you asked me a question and I'm very honestly answering to you the way I understand it, is that at the peak of Imam Shanasi begins the recognition of Ali Allah, as in the mission conference Imam has clearly said, right? It's not that Ali Allah is wrong, it's that you are ignorant. Therefore, we now have to focus on the blessings that Imam has given us. We actually have to get stronger and stronger in understanding the Imam of the time and how Imam is Ali Allah.
YASMIN, I've got a small comment to make, if I may.
Thank you.
The verse that you are discussing, those who will be blind in this world will be blind hereafter. And I was just looking at the Quranic verse. This is Surah Isra, Ayah 72. And just the verse before it, which is Ayah 71, it says, we will call all people by their respective imams. Yawma nadau kulla unasin bi imamihim. So that is a beautiful connection that Allah, even in the Quran, says, first we will call you by your imam, and the next verse is exactly this verse, which is, those who are blind in this world will be blind hereafter. So that is a beautiful connection of recognition of the imam, and that is actually vision, and that is blindness cured. Thank you.
Thank you, Baima. Shukar Mola. Thank you. It was very clear, Baima. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, both of you. Thank you for highlighting this wisdom. Quranic ayat.
YASMIN. I have a question. I have a couple of questions. One is can you shed some more light on the coolness of the eyes? And my second question is, how does the mountain speak?
It's a beautiful question. Thank you. So Surah Furqan, ayat 74 is actually the prayer of the Imams. So remember earlier when we looked at the Nurani words of our beloved 48th Imam, Azam al-Imma Hazrat Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah al-Husseini, our souls be sacrificed for him again and again. What did he say? You Ismaili Jamaats are my children. Looking at you, my eyes get coolness. Subhanallah. Looking at you, my eyes get coolness. Subhanallah. There's so much light in his words. So we see Qurratul Ayn, coolness of the eye, is connected with didar ilahi, divine vision. And we see also that Imam, from the progeny of the Holy Prophet, the true Imam has two kinds of children, physical and spiritual, right? So the coolness of the eye is one from the wives and second from offsprings. But remember, offsprings is zarat, the particles of all the souls, okay? So Hazrat Imam has coolness of the eyes from the physical sun. He becomes the Imam of the world of religion, and by the means of spiritual children, he becomes the Imam of the personal world. Thank you. How does the mountain speak? Well, we know that physical things follow physical law, right? So this means that the mountain that speaks is living, luminous, has soul and intellect. So mountain symbolizes Hudud Din, the Imam of the time, as he is وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْسَنَهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ, the universal intellect and the universal soul. So in the example of Hazrat Musa, when the Lord revealed the glory on the mountain and the mountain shattered into pieces, that means that the intellectual mountain, which is in the forehead, shattered into pieces of knowledge, spiritual wisdoms, and scattered pearls of great wisdom. And Hazrat Musa fell down unconscious. What that means actually is that he was totally bewildered and amazed by this demonstration. And when he regained consciousness, meaning when he was able to see and understand all the treasures of Torah, all the wisdom, all the knowledge of the Torah, he regained his consciousness. In the personal world, there is a spiritual mountain and the intellectual mountain. So on the spiritual journey, first, the mountain of soul has to shatter into pieces. How that happens? When the frozen soul is smashed with true humility, good deeds, ibadat, divine mercy. And when that happens, then one is able to enter the eye of the needle. That means enter through the Imam, who is the door, into the house of wisdom, right? Then there's didar at the level of intellect. And when the intellectual mountain smashes into pieces is the time when the murid understands the wisdoms and knowledge and the treasures and divine secrets. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your help.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
just want to, Yasmin, just want to add on Qurratul Ayunin and like when Imam prays that grant us among our wife and the offspring. So here we need to see the translation. Actually, it's Zurriyatina, and people have translated Zurriyatina. It's basically particles and not only the offsprings. So Zuriyat means Zarrate, like all the particles of Ruh, all of the humanity are the particles or considered as Zuriyat, and Imam is the Imam of the whole of the humanity. And when Imam is saying that grant us among our wives, aankhon ki thandak, like coolness of eye, that means that once those who are like physical children of Imam, from them they are the coolness of eye of the Imam, but then the moments and Ismailis and later on the world of the humanity, because Imam is not only it's Imam like it's Imam of the humanity also. So whether they know it, they don't know it, in consciously, unconsciously, they all are their children, means their zuriyat. So it's a zuriyat and not basically offspring. So here the translation is very important, where we translate not in terms of offspring but in terms of zuriyat. So, and the more person is have closeness with Imam, the more coolness of eye Imam will get from that child. So Imam has a, like as Yasmin said, that the physical children also and the spiritual children also, they both are actually coolness of eye for the Imam. So that is important, that Imam considered all of his children as a aankhon ki thandak. And it's very important concept that what Imam consider us. when Imam says that I give you my most affectionate, paternal, maternal, loving blessing. So it's not just a customary dua or a sentence, but it has a lot of meaning in it, that spiritual children, all spiritual children and all physical children are coolness of eye of the Imam of the time, which Imam of the time and Prophet Muhammad and Imams are making this dua. So it's a very happy movement and joy for us when Imams gives this rank to all of us, and the more we understand this spiritual rank which all of his children, the more we get love and more we have a urge of didar. So I just want to clarify that people in Zuriyat, they considered its offspring, but it's Zarrat or it's Zuriyat.
Yali Mother, can you please explain the Murshid, the son and the father to relationship?
Right, so Murshid is our Imam. We are the Murids, right? So when Imam calls us his beloved spiritual children, that is because he actually has given birth to us. In his personal world, we were born, and therefore we are his spiritual children, and therefore our relationship is that of father and son. Imam wishes to give us all the inheritance that he has. And the greatest inheritance he wants to give us, actualize our potential in this world before we physically die. If a mu'min is salik, meaning practicing Isma Azam, then there is also a spiritual path of connection between the Imam and the son. And therefore, when the mu'min actualizes the Isma Azam, then mu'min becomes pregnant and then eventually gives birth to Nur. So this is the example of Hazrat Maryam, where she gave birth to Jesus twice, right? So one was spiritually, and therefore this is the same relationship that we have with our Imam, that when we actualize the seed that he gives us, remember he's doing grafting, right? He gives us the Nurani seed, the word, the Isma Azam. Upon actualizing it, we give birth to the Nur, and that's how this relationship keeps on growing. The Nur becomes actual, and that's the circle of didar, or the relationship of the father and son. Thank you for this great question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, friends. Inshallah, we'll meet tomorrow as a part 2 of Didar ilahi by Dr. Rubina Sahib. Yali Madad.